The Google Pixel tablet has become a natural part of my daily life in a way that I did not expect. When I pre-ordered it from the Google store, my preconceived notion is that I would put this thing in my living room and I would use it in the evenings to keep up on news, check Twitter or my email, or watch YouTube videos. In reality, I ended up sticking this thing on my editing desk and using it as a third display to leave my calendar up for work, to play videos or music in the background thanks to a dock that doubles as a speaker, or I let it go to sleep with this always-on display to show me a calming and consistent view of the weather outside, which does not distract me from my work, but it gives me that little tidbit of information that my brain often wanders to and would usually make me pick up my phone and get distracted by social media. So I'm using the tablet as a problem solver to keep me on task instead of an entertainment device. Since privacy is a part of this review, I always want to bring y'all solid information about what companies you should trust and do business with. I have shown off several ways to protect your data online while using operating systems like Android. But if your information still leaks out, there's a company that can help you scrub data broker sites from sharing personal information. Delete Me is sponsoring this video and is also a company that I have been a customer of for many years, long before they even knew my channel existed. Delete Me hits the ground running and they search for information like your full name, your address, phone number, your age, and more, and they send data brokers opt-out requests for you to get that information deleted. Now, since data broker sites like Spokeo and People Finder often keep reposting personal information, Delete Me also continuously searches and sends those opt-outs on a reoccurring basis to keep your data secure. You do have to be careful about what data broker deletion tools you sign up for. If one of them is set up to just collect your data and use it for phishing, then that kind of defeats the purpose. Scammy websites pop up all the time, but Delete Me is the only one that I have trusted for years, and it's also the only one that I have heard my friends in the information security community recommend. Go to joindeleteme.com/Morse code, use the code SNUBS, that's SNUBS, for 20% off any of their consumer plans, and see how Delete Me can help protect you and your data today. Thank you so much to Delete Me for sponsoring my channel. Now, we already had a pretty good sense of how this thing would be built based on spec rumors and Google's Pixel phones and smart home devices, but the tablet is not a smart home hub, although you can control your home from it using the Home app, and you can add it to the app as a smart home product inside your home. Does that make sense? More on that in a bit. It's packing a decent display. It's on a 10.2 inch by a 6.7 inch casing. It's only 0.3 inches thick, keeping it really slim. I very much appreciate and love this rose color because duh, and I appreciate how the rose colorway kind of peeks out along the edges as you are looking at this from the front. It is slightly over a pound in weight, but it is distributed really nice and evenly, and it's made out of recycled aluminum with a nano ceramic coating on the back, which gives it this matte finish that doesn't necessarily pick up fingerprints. When I first took this out of the box, I treated it gingerly, but I've become more comfortable when moving around with it. I haven't dropped it at all, so I am still careful, and I am treating the magnets on the back with care since those are how it docks onto the speaker. I did order the Google Pixel tablet case for it as well, but that's not shipping until mid-July at time of recording. Now, this is kind of weird, but it's got a pair of rubber bumpers on the bottom edge. I still don't know why they are there, maybe to rest on a surface, but it's kind of an odd choice given this product floats on its dock and it doesn't touch the table. There are 3 onboard mics, so it does pick up your voice really well. It also has 4 onboard speakers and a front-facing and a back-facing pair of cameras. Those are both 8 megapixels. Now, audio from these speakers is, I would say, comparable to other mobile devices, but if you hold this thing in a landscape mode, you're bound to cover up 1 or 2 of the speakers on either side. The magnets on the back of here are really strong. Like, I straight up had a friend put his Pixel tablet on his fridge. So apparently you can do that. But because of that strength, that also means it's a little awkward to remove it from the dock, as you can see here. You're either going to bang it on the table. Hey, maybe that's why they have the rubber bumpers. Is that why they exist? Or you gotta remove it with both hands, otherwise you will pick up the dock with the tablet. Now let's talk about this dock speaker thing. It is called a charging speaker dock. It is 3.7 inches tall by 6.6 inches wide. It does have 4 connection pogo pins on the front, and it charges your tablet at 15 watts max, but it also packs in a 43.5 millimeter full range speaker. Now I would say the speaker is acceptable, but it's nowhere near as good as a Home Max or a Sonos speaker, though it does get loud and it smartly moves audio from the tablet to the speaker or vice versa whenever you dock or undock it while playing audio. Updates, and it does support both fingerprint with the updated sensor, which is still slower than Qualcomm's ones. This is called audio transfer, and the dock only works as a speaker with the tablet connected. Otherwise, it's just sitting there taking up space on your table. It doesn't do anything on its own, and that's the only thing that it really works as, is a dock and a speaker. That's it. Now, one thing that I found kind of disappointing, I am really not a fan of this proprietary little plug for the dock. I wish it was just USB-C like the rest of the world of Android, so I do find that kind of annoying. And if you're wondering, yes, there is USB-C on the Pixel tablet itself. When you dock your tablet, you can't angle or reposition it. It's set at one specific angle, and that is it. Now, I did mention the weather. This is considered a screensaver while in hub mode. You can choose other screensavers like a photo gallery, but this calming weather one was my preference. I really enjoy when it rains outside because you get this very cool like rain droplets on a window effect, and it looks really pretty. I also set it to do not disturb for all notifications, so nothing pops up on my display whenever it's docked. Now, if you watched my unboxing and setup short vertical video, there were 2 points that I wanted to add to this video from that one. One is upon first boot, it takes a really long time for the screen to turn on. Like, I thought that it was shipped with a drained battery for a second. Also, you will know that I just copied data from my Pixel 7 Pro and my main Google account. Something got wonky when I did this because it had issues connecting to the Google Home app whenever it was docked and setting up as a part of my home. I knew that it should work, but I had to factory reset the device from fresh instead of copying data from a previous device in order to make it work. It was the weirdest issue, but I finally got it fixed, and I did take a couple of pictures just to show the error so everybody knows that it's legit. Like, I'm not making this up. It was an actual thing that I experienced. Super weird. I love my on-display fingerprint sensors, but I am digging this fingerprint unlock. I am glad a biometric option is included, as this is so much easier than typing in a PIN each and every time I want to unlock the device. It is capacitive. It works pretty quick. It sits right next to the volume rocker, so sometimes I do hit the volume rocker instead of the power, and I think that's just muscle memory. I just gotta get used to it. It does mirror the casing of a Pixel phone, with the volume up side being closest to the power button. However, it is mirrored, with it usually ending up on the other side whenever you're using a Pixel phone. The battery works pretty well. I'll show you some settings screenshots. It is a 27 watt-hour battery, quoted to last up to 12 hours with video streaming. So here are some of my results from that settings page after messing around with it for a while. It again can be charged via the dock, or you can just plug it into USB-C on the tablet itself. Now, speaking of video streaming, you can use it via Wi-Fi 6 or Bluetooth 5.2, and you can cast to it from your other Android devices or Chrome, and casting works only when it's docked. But here's a little bit of a loophole, or a hack, if you will, for this dock requirement whenever casting. You can start a cast with the connection set up when it's docked, and then remove it from the dock and walk away with it, and it will stay connected. I did that with both music and video. It does not support the Matter protocol for smart home integration and control. That's the new protocol that a lot of smart home products are implementing this year, which I was not super surprised by, given that it's a tablet first that can be used as a device in your home. It's not necessarily a hub. Now, hubs and the Pixel tablet have kind of been conflated and compared to be the same thing, but the tablet is an Android tablet that just so happens to let you control your home similar to how you control your home from a phone. The hub is only only for smart home management and sometimes entertainment or calls. The tablet also does not just pop open your home controls whenever you want it to. You will have to open each app to control things, or open the home app, which you can do from your lock screen. You will have to unlock it to control all of your devices, or you would have to talk to Assistant. So 2 different experiences. There's also no physical privacy switch on the back of here like there is on a Nest Hub. So you definitely have to consider where you put your dock and your tablet, since there is no physical security switch. Now, while watching videos, the big 11-inch display gives you really great viewing angles. It's a nice 16:10 aspect ratio with a 2560 by 1600 resolution LCD display. It's certainly not as bright as my phone's. Its peak is around 500 nits, which is honestly pretty low, and it does support USI 2.0 stylus pens. Now, as I scroll, you may have noticed that the refresh rate is only 60 Hz, a surprisingly low number given the price. Now, since I happen to have a stylus, I wanted to show you this really cool hack. I forget the outlet, but I think I saw this on 9 to 5 Google or something. I'm pretty sure they did like a whole review. They mentioned this really cool fact that you can just magnetically attach a stylus right here. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I've been doing it a lot and I love it. So I got this stylus from Amazon and it totally works. So I'm just gonna leave it there whenever my tablet is docked so I never forget where it is, because knowing my brain, I probably would. But it does have stylus integration and it works pretty well. I've been using it for Google Keep writing notes. I've been using it to edit really precise edits like you can see here. So that got me thinking, I wonder if I could edit my videos on here. Is it powerful enough to handle my 4K video files? Well, it does have Google's Tensor G2 chip with the Titan M2 security chipset. It's got 8 gigs of RAM and 128 or 256 gigs of storage. Now, why I cannot get 256 gigs of storage in this really pretty colorway is beyond me. Why can't we get the pretty colorway with all of the storage? Like, give me the professional specs with the prettiest colors. I want that. And it also has 5 years of pixel updates as well. When I was editing my 4K video files, yeah, it worked great. I was able to use my stylus, I was making precise choices in my edits, and I didn't notice any lag or any issues. Also, the 2 editors that I use, which are Rush and CapCut, they both take up the entirety of the tablet screen, which I really appreciate since that makes it so much easier to see all of the tools, all of the features that I have at my disposal whenever I'm using these apps. It makes it so much easier than using it on a smartphone. So the fact that I can use this to edit 4K videos is very exciting. I know I sound like a total dork when I say that, but I'm excited to edit my 4K video files on my tablet. That's gonna make my life so much easier. Okay, so some of y'all might buy one of these and set it up in a household with the expectation of multiple people using it, and you can do that. Each person can unlock it with their own fingerprint to log into their own Google account. Video calling works well too, and Google Meet is pre-installed. It features a nice little tool called continuous framing to adjust lighting and keep you well lit in your calls. Split screen and multitasking are really cool. I've been using these pretty often for productivity apps, like tracking my video calendar in Notion while also having my YouTube channel pulled up on the other half of the screen so I can check my schedule. I really love it. I do want to chat a little bit about Google Assistant kind of in general. You can use Assistant on this tablet just like any other. You can enable its use from the lock screen or not, so you do have that privacy option. It does wake up consistently and it hears me well, and it can be used anytime whether you've got your tablet docked or not. But from there, I do have some criticisms. I think that Google really needs to learn how to have only one product answer you whenever you've prompted Assistant. So I mentioned that I added the tablet to my home in my studio. My Mac speaker is also in this room too, and it's connected to the Hub app. So either the tablet or the Hub should answer me whenever I wake up Assistant, not both of the things. And if my phone is in proximity, like if it's in my back pocket, which it oftentimes is, then I have 3 different devices replying to my question, and that's extremely jarring and very annoying. Assistant also still doesn't always respond to my husband's commands, but sometimes it does. So sometimes he has to repeat his command or I have to say the command for it to complete a task. And if we're doing something as simple as adding things to a shared shopping list, that shouldn't be an an issue, and it's become more and more of an issue. And that's with both of us set up as users. There's no continued conversation on the tablet with Assistant either. So, at a $499 starting price, buy it if you want an Android tablet experience. Do not buy this as a replacement for your Nest Hub Max because it does have those limitations and it won't give you the same experience as your Hub. It does have its quirks, but I'm really enjoying the added convenience. Is that enough to warrant 500 bucks? That's kind of hard to say. That's pretty pricey for an Android tablet. If you do have questions about the features though, hit me up in the comments. I would love to do a whole feature video and show you some of the multitasking hacks and the stylus hacks that I figured out. I think that would be a lot of fun, but let me know if you're interested in more videos about this product. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye y'all.